So if you watch the last video, then you know that the chain keeps jumping off of the axle, and that is the major problem with this go-kart. Other than that, it's pretty much finished, and the throttle and stuff can come as a bit of an extra. Unfortunately, since my last outing was a little wet, it's got a little rusty in here, which is not ideal. But good news, I have some paint. This is my high temp paint, which we'll use for the header. And then this is just flat black rust check paint, which we can paint over the frame with. I've had those two cans for ages, so I definitely don't mind using them. Today, now that I'm outside, it's a little bit colder today, honestly, than it has been. It's, I don't know, snow is receding, but things are cold still. It's Canada, so what do you expect? Basically, what we need to do is fix that rear axle. There's definitely a lot of movement in it. My wife and I tested this thing yesterday, and I just had her watch me go up and down the street a little bit now that the street is actually clear of snow, thank goodness. But that just means that we were able to see the axle like flopping back and forth, which is not good. And that's what I need to fix today. Yeah, so I'm making some backwards progress here today. I've taken out the rear axle because I think I'm just going to weld this flush because at the moment that is just too much movement. It's not ideal, so that's pretty much what's causing the problem that I can tell. And I need to fix it. So let's work on that now. Well, while it's out here, I may as well start some painting as well, I guess. I'm not even going to prep, by the way. I'm just going to paint over top of whatever the heck is here. And I'll start off by painting these bolt hole areas because I don't want to have to do that again. Okay, progress is underway. That is ugly welded on there. This I managed to loosen up, which is dumb of me, so I need to find the hole that was in and tighten it back up. Otherwise, we're going to have sprocket problems of slipping. But I think I got it pretty much as level as it can be. It was very difficult to do that. It took a while to get it perfect, but man, I hope that coupler is enough to stick on there. I should have put a bolt through it and then welded that in as well, but I didn't, so we'll see. Hopefully it's enough. I also went around and I did a little bit of painting. It's just drying, but it's also really cold and it's a terrible time to paint being wet and cold. So I don't know. It's flat black. It'll basically look like that seat when it's dry, except a little bit nicer perhaps. And I just went on with just a quick coat just to see what the back end here would look like, and also covering up some of the rust at the front end. It looks pretty glossy now, but trust me, it dries very, very flat, as you can see with that seat. So yeah, we're close to being able to put this back together. Just gotta fix the sprocket, and then we'll be off to the driveway races. Okay, a little bit less interesting than the real races, but whatever. All right, everything is back together and buttoned up. The flat black actually looks really nice over on this side. It contrasts nicely with the rust. I just noticed this is way out of whack now, so I've done something wrong there. Gotta shift that sprocket over a little bit, but man, overall, it's looking a lot straighter than it used to, and I'm hoping that with that welded joint that we're good to go. So, well, there's really only one way to find out here. I'm gonna correct that sprocket and then take her for a drive. Okay, so our half black, half rust go-kart, I have to confess to you, it works really, really well. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. I drove it up and down the street a couple times, and then I was like, you know what? I gotta show you this proper. So I ran inside, and I've pieced together this pile of junk here. Basically, we have a suction cup for the back of my phone, a chest GoPro mount, which this can mount into using the low profile GoPro mount, and a bit of finesse. Basically, I'm drilling that out to get it larger. This is some knockoff garbage, so that's why this all kind of fits together. I also have a face mount, so we'll see if that works nicer. And the crowning jewel here is this is a GPS speedometer. This is a power bank. It's a little dead at the moment. You can see the blue light, but I'm going to charge up this GPS speedometer, and then I'm going to show you how fast it is because telling is not enough. Now, there is one issue I see. So this side over here, you can see that's how it's supposed to be. This side keeps doing this, which is unideal. So I need to make a bit of a spacer. You can see though that I've greased the inside of these so that they actually roll nicely. It's just it needs a spacer to help keep it on. Other than that, literally everything works beautifully. I am maybe gonna paint all of this today just because I feel like it, but yikes, man. This is coming along so nice. Okay, let me take you for these runs. All right, POV, you're about to start up your really janky go-kart. I can't see the camera's actual footage here, so just gonna have to hope for the best.
This is low throttle. Three, four.
Oh my goodness, I hope it caught that. Might have been hard to see on the video, but the GPS speedometer was showing 30 kilometers an hour. Okay, that's not that fast, but when you're this low to the ground on something this sketchy, it feels like Mach 1. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm absolutely ripping. Okay, so there's this sort of semi-deserted straight road that I want to take this to, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea yet. I could put it in the back of the truck. I was going to say fairly easily, but maybe not that easily. It's kind of heavy, and drive it over there. It's actually not too far out of my neighborhood, but I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. I don't want to get too confident and then end up smoking something while going 50 down this road. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing some tests. I've remounted the speedometer here so you can see what it's doing. It's on the steering wheel now, which is a little bit, I don't know, it's cooler. It looks like a fancy, I don't know, it looks like a fancy racing wheel. But the way it's on there is just bungee cords for now. It's temporary because I don't want to leave this thing outside in the cold. Battery is all plugged in and stuff, and hopefully it'll be up more than 1 bar for this. Yeah, it's still on 1 bar. Man, the go-kart actually works. And it works so well, too. No throttle, obviously. We're still working on that, but man, reaching back is still fun. And it's a lot of fun to see this thing rip. So, yeah, okay. Let's, I'm going to move the mount on my chest up a bit higher, so hopefully you can see a little bit higher. I'm going to stick it to the screen again, and we're going to go for another ride. Down the road. That's really all I can do at this point. Down the road and hope not to get stopped by the police. Dang. It's been a failure. Thankfully, it's an easy fix. It reminds me I should check the other one. I'm gonna have to weld a little bit on the end of these to make sure they're tight. Oh my goodness. Oh, still on the chest, but boys, I think that might be it for today. And man, she is a ripper. Just need a throttle and some brakes. I think for brakes, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna have to get some legit go-kart brakes or something because at the moment, the way that this is set up, it is not at all ready for brakes. There's no space for brakes on the rear axle, and it also doesn't come apart, so there's nothing you can do about that. But yeah, this is what happens when you drive it. Start to find little things that it needs and little tweaks that need to be done, and I mean, just overall, it turns into a better vehicle. At least I hope so. Anyway, guys, I'll see you again soon. This has been fun.